Okay, so hey, I'd like to welcome thanks for the guys that were able to make it tonight. Jose and Randy, appreciate it. And for those of you that are not on the call, but are listening to the recording, this is our orientation call, our onboarding call for new soccer officials for the ACCSOA, which is, of course, the local organization that services Atlantic, Cape May, Cumberland, and Salem counties. So, we pretty much cover that shore area and then over to the west a bit. And we do, the organization has been around quite some time. So I'm the cadet coordinator supervisor. My name is Billy Martin. I've been doing soccer now. I don't even know how many years, not that many, probably 8 or so. But I'm a 4-sport official. So I do the clock operator in football down here in the Cape area, but I'm also I'm a basketball official, 44 years, and I'm also the state interpreter for basketball, New Jersey state interpreter. So, but I also do college softball as well. So 4 sports, and I'm happy to have you guys join. It's an interesting time to have officials join our ranks because it's very hard to get folks to officiate now with all the, gas prices are high, just all the hassle. So it's great that you show the interest, and I think it's truly worth it. I absolutely love it. And my goal tonight, for those of you that are on the call, you obviously can ask questions. If you're listening to the recording, it's mandatory you listen to the recording. You need to shoot me an email. If you're not on this call live, shoot me an email to confirm that you've listened to this entire recording when it's over, so that I have confirmation that you've attended this orientation. The goal here is for some of you that this is a very much self-paced course, because you can attend live. Our plan is to meet on Wednesdays, pretty much every Wednesday. And I say every Wednesday, probably next 4 or 5 Wednesdays, just to kind of get you ready to make sure that you can pass the written test, which is actually open book. So it's not a big deal. And it's the same test that every official in New Jersey takes every year. I'll walk you through the details of that in a little bit, but our goal is to kind of prep you up. For those of you that are doing USSF work with Rich Papperman right now, we'll talk about some of the nuances between USSF. I have done USSF in the past. I didn't get recertified this year. Maybe I will, I'm not so sure. I just don't have a lot of time to do weekend stuff. But we'll talk about the nuances between the system that we use in high school, which is a 2-person system, or even 1-person system when you get down to the middle school and sub high school level. And obviously there's some rule difference in mechanics, right? So things like that. So the part of the goal of these sessions is just to talk, for those of you that have experiences, kind of so you understand what the differences are. If you don't have any officiating experience, the goal is to really bring you along. But it is self-paced. We expect you all to do the work on your own. There's reading. I'll guide you through. We start at the beginning of the rule book. We kind of work our way through. And I'll give you a lot of the tools. Much of what we've taught in the past has been recorded. So I have classes from last year, the year before. You can go listen to them. You can scrub through them, go fast, double speed, whatever. And you'll get to hear some of the stuff we've talked about in the past. But typically on the Wednesday nights, I'll pull up a couple of key rules or mechanics that we'll talk about. But the onus, because this is not a very rigid program, you actually have to do the kind of the reading yourself, and everyone must pass the test by July 31st. So you have basically a month to kind of get ready. So we'll probably have like 4 sessions, in July to kind of prep us up, and you can take the test anytime you want. You get 3 chances at it, and it's open book. So no one fails. No one that I've ever known has failed where you can't officiate. But I want to walk through the process of that right now, of the actual getting you ready to get on the field for high school, because it's a little bit different than USSF and maybe some other sports. For you guys that are on the phone, or any questions right now before I kind of jump into it? All good. Okay. All right, I'm going to share my screen and kind of walk through some stuff here. Let me just switch screens here for everything. Okie dokie. Hold on, guys. Here it comes. All right, so you guys see, yeah, okay, you see it, right? Where it says, you see start your journey here? Double check.
Yes. Uh-huh.
All right, good. So this is our website, and you probably went there already to register. refsoccernow.com is our cadet website, basically. So we use that, and you registered for this call tonight by clicking that button. Anyone that's new will be listening to this recording the same way. The class schedule is pretty simple here. It is there's some descriptions here, but basically we're gonna meet Wednesday nights, 8 o'clock, and usually they're about an hour, sometimes 90 minutes. Just depends on what level of depth we go into. We'll look at some videos and things like that. But the other thing I want to point out that's on this site that's really important are these other 3 areas here. These online class notes, the download button, and the videos. And some of this stuff, especially the online class notes, I'm logged in. So if you get presented with a password, you should write this down. This is really key, okay? Because much of this, it says it's protected. So you definitely need a password. And the password is all one word. It's PLAYON, PLAYON 123. Again, the password for this website, and it's not to be shared, but anytime it asks you for a password, if you type in PLAYON 123, all one word, all lowercase, no spaces, PLAYON 123, all lowercase, that's the password. And once you put the password in, then you'll be able to read all of the things. And there's stuff going back to 2019 in here. You can poke around. And what I will do as part of your program is share with you each week the things I'd like you to take a look at your leisure, right? So much of it's recorded. And then when we get together that Wednesday night, we'll talk about those things. So if we're talking about rules 1 through 5, 6 through 18, fouls and misconduct, whatever it is, right? So it's good. And again, you can do it on your phone. You can do it at your house. Much of this stuff you can download. Much of this stuff is on YouTube, but it's all private links, so it's hard to get to. Same thing with downloads. When you go to the download section, you'll see a lot of tools. Now, I haven't updated much of this stuff for 2022 quite yet. We haven't received the soccer test yet as we sit here today on June 29th. But this is last year's information around it, and there's instructions. It'll be similar, but it just hasn't been put out yet. There's some rule comparison guides, all sorts of different things. There's some slides, visual rule book. So a lot of things, right? So you have access to it, but it's all password protected. As the new stuff becomes available, I will make that available to you. This is last year's rule book in a PDF version. Please do not distribute it. It's only for our members, but you can obviously pop that open and download that document here. It should be downloading it. Oh, it's not doing that, but there is, here it goes. So you can see that because I won't see you right away as part of this program. Here's the rule book. So there is a PDF version of the rule book that you can at least start reading. And until we get the new stuff, as in the state of New Jersey, we're a national federation state, which means you get access to the rule books. And so you'll get a copy of that as part of this program. The other link here is a bunch of videos. So again, if you get a password that is pops up, just pop it in and you can, so there's a bunch of stuff in here. So there's lots of things to see. Okay. I'll pause. Any questions right now? Are you guys on the phone?
Yeah, that's no. The website is Become a High School. What was the website again?
refsoccernow.com. All one word. refsoccernow.com.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yep. And again, the 2 things are unlocked. The other 3 typically have locks on them. So you have to use that password to get access to it. Okay. refsoccernow.com.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So now that's the first thing. Now there's a document I will email to everyone when for you guys that are on the call tonight. I'll email this as a follow-up. And I'll also post it. I'll actually post it up on this website. This document right here, I just want to walk through this. I'll make it bigger so we can see it. Okay. So this is our program overview. Okay. So as I said, the program, it's a self-paced program. Okay. And here's my email address, billymartin@comcast.net. I also have a Gmail address, but I don't use it as much, but I use it for certain things. But I want to walk through the requirements to be an official. Now, the beauty is this year, we're doing some very special incentives for you folks to help you get on board. And I'll talk about those in a moment. But the requirements are, and these are state requirements. Before you interact with any student athlete in New Jersey, you have to do certain things. So one is that you've already done this. You've connected on this website. So you have to belong to one of the recognized associations in the state of New Jersey. Now, if you lived in North Jersey, I would say, well, you probably should belong up there. But you could literally belong to any organization and officiate anywhere in the state of New Jersey. But you have to belong to one. So the ACCSOA is the local organization here in Cape May, for you guys that are in this area. Okay. And this is our website that'll have access to all the recordings and everything you need to know to get you ready in the next, let's say, 6 weeks, because we're really doing the book work in July. And then we do, once the scrimmages start in August, we get you on the field with some of our mentors and, just make sure you're okay with the mechanics. Some of you that are very experienced, it's not going to be a problem. For some of you new, we'll work with you to make sure that you're very, very comfortable. This is the orientation seminar. You're here. Like I said, if you're hearing this, it's because you're listening to the recording or you're here live. Okay. And there's a lot of, again, here's the password, play on 1, 2, 3. So make sure you have that. And again, it's self-paced. I will guide you and give you instructions of what you should look at, because it'll be based on what we're going to talk about on these Wednesday nights. And I look at Wednesday nights less of a classroom as more of like office hours. We're going to talk, we have some topics I want to bring up each session, so that when you're ready, I would suggest you wait to take the test. Well, you can't take it anyway. It's not even available quite yet, but you wait till we're kind of ready as a group and we've talked through some things first. Because sometimes some of the questions, they change them on us, and I'll have that information for you. And as I said, a lot of the previously recorded and all of our new class sessions, anything we record on a Wednesday, I'll put up on there. So if for some reason you can't make it live, even though I think it's great for you to show up live, because it's not a lot of effort, you don't have to drive anywhere, but it gives you the opportunity to interact live. So hopefully you can make it. But if you can't, I do expect you to listen to the recordings. If you can't make it live, I still expect you to participate. And I always ask in the recording that you email me to let me know that you listened to it. Did you have any questions? Was it clear? All that kind of stuff. You have to participate in the program, but it's easy, right? So we keep it easy enough. So as I mentioned, by the end of July, the open book test must be completed, but that's every official in the entire state takes the same open book. It's actually the National Federation test. So it's the, the big test. It's, can't remember if it's 100 questions, I think. Again, open book usually takes 90 minutes or so to take it, sometimes a little bit longer, but you can go look at the questions. A lot of times we'll do it as a group actually, we will do it as a group, and we've recorded the prep sessions. I'll have a prep session where we'll actually go through the questions for the test, and you guys can come up with your own answers, and we'll decide on what's right. And I can tell you, I take the test sometimes and I'll get 1 or 2 wrong because some of the questions are kind of tricky. So, and I don't have privilege to the answers prior to you getting them either after the 30th. Okay. Any questions from you guys on so far?
Is there a cost for the test?
No, nope. Well, there's not a cost for the test, but let me get into the cost in a moment, okay? Because I think you're going to like the news that I have for you, which is great. A couple other things that are required here. The National Federation Concussion and Sports Video, you go to the National Federation website, which is nfhs.org. Again, I have all this stuff posted on the website, and that link is in this document. And this is where you go to, it's actually, I think it's learn.nfhs.org. Let's see if that's it. Yeah, there it is. So in here, somewhere in here, gosh, it's been a while since I've been in here. Let me see if I can find it real quick. There's a place where I'll actually give you the link to the page that has, it's a concussion course. It takes about 20 minutes. You watch some videos, answer some questions. Every official in the entire state of New Jersey must take that concussion course. Now, if you officiate other sports, this being a fall sport, you can use that concussion certificate. Like if you do basketball or lacrosse or something else, you can use that same certificate. You only have to do it once a year. The fees we talked about previously it was about $115 in fees. However, we are waiving the this fee right here, this $50 to the organization. So I'm going to provide, we haven't published that exactly yet, but right at this time, we're putting a hold on that. So you don't have to pay that up front. And what we're going to do to incent everyone that's on this call, there is we are going to provide a partial uniform, socks, the proper socks, because they're different from the USSF socks, pair of shorts, and a shirt. We have a special one. We only have one shirt that we wear. It's a neon green shirt. And we're going, as an incentive to get you involved, we're going to buy that for you, which will save you, I don't know, $80, $90 maybe, depends on what shorts you get. But more information on that later in a couple weeks. But you will have to do one thing, which is mandatory for every official in the state, is that you must register on the NJSIA website and must sign up for their insurance and the background check. So it's similar to pretty much, most organizations require background checks now. And it's a very cursory background check. And the way you do that is you go to, and again, these links are all in the documentation that I have. You create an account on the NJSIA website, njsiaa.org. And under officials, there's everything in here is explained, but you do have to create a login to this website to register. But everything talks about the whole registration process, how to create your account. They have pictures on how to do it. And it's something that you must do right away. So for you to stay in this program, that's the only thing we ask you right now to put out of your pocket, because you have to have a background check done and you have to do this registration. Now, they're going to close registration for a little bit starting tomorrow. If for some reason you want to register, like I registered today for all my sports for next year, you can do that, or you can wait. They will open it back up again. But that is something that's going to need to be done in the next couple weeks for sure. So if you want to go on and do it tonight or tomorrow, I think it's closing down July 1st because they recycle it because the fiscal year for the state ends end of June. And then the new sports season starts July 1st for all sports going forward. So all fall sports technically get reinstated. So I know it's kind of weird. It's June 29th and they're going to shut it down, but you could either do it now or you can wait till they reopen it again for 2022. And I'll give you more information on that. But everything you need to know is on this particular website. So back to this. So, we're holding off we're waiving the cadet dues right now. You don't have to pay those right at this moment. And I'll get more information because we're trying to get funding to kind of sponsor many of our cadets. So, but the good news is that we're going to sponsor you with a uniform, or, you still need to get other things, but a good chunk of your uniform. And all you need to do is make sure that you go to the NGSI website and register. The background check is $10 for the background check. It's good for the year, $55 for the first sport, and then it's $35. Let's say you wanted to do basketball or something else. I would register it right up front so you get that discount. If or if you already do other sports, register for all of them at one shot so you get that discount. Our supplier is All Sports Officials, and these are our shirts right here. They have, as you can see, they're $50. So short sleeve, long sleeve. Most people get both, especially down here at the shore. It gets a little cold. So, but we will provide the short sleeve to you and the shorts and a pair of our socks. So, but most likely you probably want to order something else as well. And I highly recommend that. Good news is these are new shirts this year. Smitty's is a new vendor, so they're a little nicer than the shirts we had last year. Back to this, availability, right? So the system we use is called ZebraWeb. I don't know if you listening on the call or you guys on the call have used different things. I know USSF uses something completely different, but Joe Harrison is our assigner, and ZebraWeb kind of looks like this. And, right now it's empty because I have nothing in here, but basically this is where you go in and you block out your availability. So you would go in here. The key thing is, because high school plays obviously in the afternoons, if you're not available at 3:30 to be at a field by 3:30, most games are 3:45, 4 o'clock. So, it's good to be there. They want you there at least a half hour early if you can, but look, we understand. But you have to manage your blocks, because if you receive a game and turn it back, that's not a good thing. And then you typically won't get games if you do that more than a few times. So it doesn't matter what you block it out for. You can put any reason. But again, if you're not available to get out and work 3:30, there's very few games on weekends. Very few games in evenings. And most of our high school games are 2-person games. There are some double headers, meaning like JV varsity assignments, and most of our sub high school, so your 8th grade, 7th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, stuff like that, is all one official, and you get a full varsity rate for that. So it's actually pretty good.
How much time in advance do you have to give notice to the blockouts?
Usually a couple weeks. Like he'll tell you where he is he'll tell you like, hey, I'm assigning the first week of the season, update your calendar. He'll usually put a warning out and give you that. But like if you know you're going to a wedding or something, or something, you're just not going to be around on a Thursday, Friday, you got a meeting, you just block it out, and you can always unblock it. There's the fee schedule. This was last year. I haven't gotten the new fee schedule. At most it would go up $1 or $2 for some of these. I kind of don't know where we are in the cycle of getting bumps, but varsity 2-person game is $85 a person. If it's a 3-person game, yes, we do some 3-person games. So if you have 3-person experience from USSF, that's actually pretty good. So you potentially could get on and work a 3-person game. And 2-person sub-varsity is $59. 1-person middle school or 1-person any level is a full varsity rate. And rec ball is a little bit different. It depends on we do some rec ball if you want to do it. They're in the afternoons, sometimes on weekends. So I know they're available. And then of course there's some adult leagues as well, and there's some other stuff. So
do you guys do anything with the I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Do you guys do anything with NJSOA?
I don't know what that is. Say what is
that's the South Jersey Soccer League. It's travel program.
Well,
U8 to U18.
Not that I know of. Does Rich sign that? Not that I know of.
I'm not sure.
No, I don't know. It's possible. I don't know what falls under the recreation side. We have a lot of stuff, so that would be a good question for Joe Harrison, and we'll bring him on a call, or you'll meet him on actually. Well, actually, it brings up the next topic, our regular meetings. We will have regular meetings that you'll be expected to attend throughout the season. Now, for the last couple of years, they've been all remote. I don't know if we're going to get together. We do have like a banquet meeting. There's a couple of meetings we try to get together and do some things. Typically they're up in like mainland high school area. So, kind of where you guys are. But more information will come out on that. But most of the time they're all online or in a region where you can get to them pretty easy. So, and that would be like once the season starts, we have a couple meetings. Okay. This document I'll send you guys so you have it. So it's kind of an overview of the program, but that's pretty much it. Like the expectation is that everything you need to know and follow will be here on this website, refsoccernow.com. We'll have our class schedule. Our online notes are the recordings of our sessions, and anything that I want you to look at, I'll populate up here behind a password, or I might shoot you an email. I haven't posted the links for the classes or the sessions going forward. We probably won't use this link, but we'll probably use a new link and I'll send that out to everyone, and I'll post it here so that anyone that wants to attend, because if you're listening to this and you miss this live and you want to join the live sessions, it'll be a different link. Okay, but everything you need to know is here. Our secretary is Joe Rossi. You can communicate with him if you have any questions. If you get stuck on, not here, but if you get stuck on the NJSIAA portal, they have help people that you can go to. I can't help you with this, but they have people that can help everything, right? So, and go ahead.
Billy, so our registration, is that paid on the NJSIA website?
For the state, yes. So there's two.
Okay.
there's two things that we pay as officials. You pay dues to your local chapter. And what we're saying is we're holding off on that from you right now until you get into the season. We're like deferring it. Okay. Your dues. Every official has to pay dues to the local association. It's around $50. It sometimes goes up, goes down. But the state requires you, before you even to become a member of good standing in the organization, you must register at the state level, not the local level, the state level, where they do the background check, and you pay your state dues, which basically is your insurance. That's what it's really providing. It gives you your rule books and insurance and things like that. That's what you're paying for at the state level. Does that make sense?
Okay, thank you.
Yep. And that's it. And then once you are registered properly at the state level, your name gets fed into ZebraWeb. So if you don't register at the state level, you can't even be assigned games. You're not going to receive chapter memos and emails and things like that. You won't get any of it. If you can't just log into this, you have to get into it by registering, and then this system lights you up in ZebraWeb so that the assigner can see you, the secretary can see you, I can see you. That's how it works. Because at the end of the day, you need to, where is it? It's not here. Oh, there's a, I'll show you this real quick. There's the Master Association. When you log in, like I belong to multiple sports. So, but this, once you're in, you are in the NJSIAA portal, and then you look at my eligibility, and you can see this is what has to happen. So for soccer, you have to have all green lights. That means you have registered with the state. You can see I registered last year on 7/27. And I passed my test. I passed my concussion, and I'm an official in good standing. I've paid my dues, and I don't have any fines or anything like that. So I've attended my meetings and all that. So I have all green lights. Okay. You can see in football, I wasn't required to take the test, so I did not take that. So anyway, that is the essence of what you need to do, is to make sure that you do all the things that make you eligible to officiate at the high school level. Okay, I'm going to stop for now. That's, do you guys have any questions?
One last question. The state registration, is that a one-time registration? Or is that every year you have to register?
Every year you register for all the sports that you are going to officiate. Unless you don't know, like you register for soccer now, and 2 months from now you say, well, I'm going to do basketball. You then could also register, but you'll get one background check for the year. But starting July 1st every year, the clock restarts for that registration every year. So you re-register.
Got it. Thank you.
Yep. Any other questions? Nope. So Randy, for you, you've officiated, should be good. Jose, you've coached, this should be easy stuff. We'll walk you through it. You'll really enjoy it. We promise, my promise to you is that we'll make you comfortable with the high school rules. We'll make you comfortable with the high school mechanics, which is a 2-person crew, different, but you know, has its challenges, and it has its benefits, and it has its disadvantages. And then we'll also make you real comfortable in the field, because we'll put you out there with some people that you work with. And if you're available, I can tell you, you'll work a lot. You could literally work 5-6 days a week if you have availability. And and there's tons of ball everywhere. And if you're good in this organization, you move up very quickly. And you'll need to be seen by some of our evaluators. We have folks that come out and do assessments and observations. But if you stay stay with it. It shouldn't be a problem. Okay. So I'll leave you with this. Our next session will be next Wednesday and 8 o'clock, and we'll stay on that cadence for a bit. And unless we have to change it for some reason, hopefully my schedule doesn't go crazy with work or anything like that. But I will email everyone that is listening to this call and has been on here live what we're going to cover in our next sessions, and we'll talk through it. Again, it's self-paced. You need to do a lot of this stuff on your own. It's not heavy, I can tell you that, but yeah, you definitely got to read through the rule book. You got to look at some of the videos. You probably should listen to some of the prep classes that we've had in the past. And when we get on our calls, we'll talk about nuances and rules and mechanics and things like that. Okay.
Hey, Billy,
Yeah.
just so you know, it's the first sport is $65. Oh, I'm sorry. It says includes a $10 background check. Never mind.
Yeah. That's only
Sorry.
one. Yeah. It's 55 plus 10. Yep.
Yeah, my bad. I didn't read it.
Yeah, no worries. All good. But then if you do a second sport, it's only 35 additional, right? So it goes down after that.
There's another soccer that says school and college. What is that?
There's say again?
In the registration, okay, so I chose Atlantic Cape May Cumberland Soccer.
Yes.
And then I looked at the next option. It said school and college soccer.
Share your screen. Hold on a second. Let me allow you to share your screen. Can you share your screen? I'd love to see it.
Yeah, give me a sec. Share screen. You see my screen?
Yep.
You see that?
Oh, you are. Yeah, I don't know what school and college soccer is. You're just the one. You don't want to pick two things because you'll have to pay twice. So you got the right
That's
one.
fine.
Yeah, you
That's
got.
fine. Okay.
Yep. So you're doing it right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yep.
no problem.
Just put all that stuff in and it'll shoot your receipt, put your credit card in, it'll
Yeah.
shoot your receipt and you're good to go. Beautiful. All right, guys, I'm going to stop the recording. If you have any questions, reach out to me. If you're listening to this recording, I ask you to email me, not you guys that were live, but the guys that are listening to the recording. Let me know that you have completed this task of listening to the orientation call so that I know you know what has to be done. Okay.
Very
Guys, good.
Thank you.
All right,
Sounds
Jose.
good.
All right, Randy, and everyone
Thank you.
else. Thanks. I look forward to working with everyone. Okay.
Take care.
Have a good night.
Good night.